and also Soba Sonko. Those words, Mr. Speaker, are the words that has been classified to get equalization fund. I saw our local artists, DJ Kaptula, I saw a number of them, Mara Vuria, and a number of artists who are complaining that the roads were bad. We agree with them, they are bad. But it is because of lack of release of this amount of money, so that we can fix that road from Cherondo all the way as it opens up to Imagi Trading Center, Mr. Speaker. So even as I apologize, because also, Mr. Speaker, you know, unlike Garissa, Nandi is raining. We have been blessed. And you know, it's next to Nandi, Mr. Speaker, has 3 forests. It has Nandi North, Nandi South, and Kimondi Forest, Mr. Speaker. And even Tindred Forest, where we share with Kericho County. That road, that all the way to Kapkoros, all the way to Tindred, to Maraba, Mr. Speaker, and all the way that it opens to Maraba and Taptangale, to all these other parts of Tindred, is also part of the roads that under Soba Songo. Mr. Speaker, to put this context on this issue of equalization fund, in fact, in Nandi, Senator Mutinda benefits with 4 wards. That is Songo Soba ward in Tindred sub-county, Kapchorwa ward in Nandi Hills constituency, Chemilil Chemase ward, Mr. Speaker, in Tindred constituency. That's around 200 million plus. So in this 46.5 billion that is yet to be released, out of 424 marginalized areas, Mr. Speaker, Nandi should be the biggest beneficiary. In fact, I'm coming with a motion, and I will try to appeal, because the Vice Chairperson, Senator Mutinda, is here, for Nandi to be given 2 extra wards as marginalized areas. That is Terik ward in Aldai constituency and Cheptirwai ward in Masab constituency, Mr. Speaker. And I know even here in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, do you know we have what we call up and poor? There are people who are living in Nairobi, but they cannot access the basics, including food, water, and shelter. Mukuru Kwanjenga, Kibra, Mr. Speaker. We imagine that since 60% of GDP is in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, they are well off. The biggest threat in this nation, Mr. Speaker, is the up and poor. Lack of basic amenities like water, Mr. Speaker, health care, clothing, food, Mr. Speaker. In fact, I want to support and congratulate President William Ruto on his aim of affordable housing program to bring dignity to many Kenyans who live in slum areas, Mr. Speaker, where there is no dignity. But the President is saying it is not us we who are better off that should live in better housing, Mr. Speaker. Even in this Nairobi city, we have seen even a part, Talanta Hela Sports Stadium in Ngong Road, Mr. Speaker. This, in fact, I am surprised. With the greatest up and poor, Mr. Speaker, you find some families who live in Kibra, who live in Eastern Pipers. They don't have playground. You see them when you drive on the weekend along the Pipers. They are trying to sunbathe, Mr. Speaker. They are trying to play their children because there is no playground. And therefore, some of these areas in Nairobi, which is 60%, should be classified as marginalized and be given equalization funds. How do you account to many schools in slum areas within Nairobi? Mukuru Nkanjenga, Mukuru Kwa Ruben, Kibra, one of the largest slums. In fact, you can't access those places, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, I agree, even here in Kiambu, a place called Ndeia, Mr. Speaker. When you go to Kiambu, you think it is one of the richest and wealthiest counties. But there is still a lot of poverty. Places like Ndeia, Mr. Speaker, and many others, even in Kajiado, in Garissa, in Mandera, of course in Busia, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, this issue of equalization, I want to appeal to the finance and budget. Let us sit and reevaluate the marginalized areas so that we include the up and poor, so that we include cities like Nairobi, which continues to suffer under the weight of wealth, Mr. Speaker. This city is a city of contrast. At the far end, you have the super rich. At the far end, you have super poor. I want to appeal. I saw the statement today on stall projects. The governor of Nairobi told us, lazima I work, but unfortunately at the moment I work. And I want to challenge the 2 leaders from Nairobi who are seated behind me to be at the forefront to ensure there are deliverables for the betterment of, Mr. Speaker, of this. So, Speaker, on the issue of marginalized, I have seen today, as I conclude, Mr. Speaker, the salaries and remuneration. And I want to add another, to request through the Vice Chairperson, Senator Mtinda of Finance and Budget, to request that this issue of hardship allowance must be relooked at, Mr. Speaker. I have seen the Salaries and Remuneration Commission have issued a clarification, and I want to agree with them. Under the law, they don't have any role, Mr. Speaker, in terms of how hardship declaration areas is being done, or hardship zones. It is the public service department that does its job. I am aware of a report, and I want to challenge Finance and Budget, because issue of equalization is still part of marginalized, Mr. Speaker. In this financial year, where counties are getting 16.8 billion through financial year 2025, Mr. Speaker, it should be considered. So I have seen the letter from Salaries and Remuneration Commission clarifying that they don't have a role. In fact, under the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, the role of SRC is to only advise on the issue of remuneration. Mr. Speaker, I am aware there is a report that was presented through Public Prime Cabinet Secretary Office, where they were proposing scrapping of hardship allowances to teachers, Mr. Speaker, and they were saying they are saving 6 billion. Mr. Speaker, what will attract teachers and other civil servants to work from hardship areas? We must disagree. I totally oppose with the intention of any form to remove hardship allowances for teachers and civil servants, government civil servants. There is a reason why 44 hardship zones and even more should be included. I've said in Nandi we need to see Terik as hardship area. We need to see Chepterwa as hardship area. We need to see Kapchorwa, Sopa, Songo, Mr. Speaker, Chemeli, Chemase being hardship areas among the 44. This move to say they want to scrap to save 6 billion doesn't make sense, Mr. Speaker. And therefore I want to appeal that in the spirit of equalization and the issue of marginalized areas, Mr. Speaker, I agree with the the Kenya National Union of Teachers and Kenya KUPPET to reject the intention of scrapping hardship allowances for teachers and other civil servants in the guise. So, Speaker, in fact, this is going against the legal notice number 534 of 1998 and the legal notice of 196 of 2015, which declared some of these areas as marginalized areas, Mr. Speaker. And it is very unfortunate. I am aware, Mr. Speaker, that in fact we should give more hardship allowances to not only teachers, but all civil servants, so that we can get somebody coming all the way from Nandi to work in Garissa, to work in Banisa, to work in Todonyang, to work all the way in Namanga, so that they are motivated through these hardship allowances, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I want to say that the issue of hardship allowances and the issue of marginalized should be married together, Mr. Speaker, so that as you provide basics like roads, hospital, and schools, there is no need, Mr. Speaker, for us to pass 16.8 billion to go and build schools. There are no teachers to teach there, because you have not given them hardship allowances. You know, it complements each other. It must and it should complement each other. And even as I'm aware, the CBA agreement of teachers, collective bargaining agreement, has come to an end. I want to urge the NAT and KUPPET to move in and ensure that CBA negotiations. Mr. Speaker, the reason I'm marrying with the workforce or human resource is because you cannot give out equalization fund without human resource. Mr. Speaker, according to the United Nations, you must have what we call human resource development. It is not only infrastructural development. You must have what you call human resource development. It must be resourced, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, the reason I'm insisting on working in human resource development, we must agree that as we give equalization funds, we also give hardship allowances to government workers or civil servants, teachers inclusive, and I'm aware and I want to agree with them under Article 41 on labor rights as they negotiate for CBA, and I want to appeal to NAT and KUPPET, Mr. Speaker, not to declare any strike. The government is willing to negotiate on CBA, Mr. Speaker. Even I want to challenge Senator Tabita on the issue of, I'm aware there is a looming, and is part of Nairobi delegation, there is a looming, and she's a practitioner in the health sector, that she needs also, alongside her colleagues in Senate delegation of Nairobi, that there is a looming strike of nurses and other clinical officers about the dire situation of health sector within Nairobi. So I want to challenge the Senator Mutinda, because she sits as the Vice Chair of Finance and Budget, to intervene on the looming strike of nurses and other health practitioners, because I saw Washira and Kebora yesterday complaining over the same. So, Mr. Speaker, my rationale and the reasoning as I tied up is that we should give equalization fund, but also motivate human resource that works within that region, so that you achieve the results. You cannot build a school, yet you don't have teachers. You must have teachers so that you get value for money. Today we can say 46.5 billion be released. We'll go build a school in Kapchorwa, in Chemelil Chemas, in Soba Songo. But where will you get the teacher that will provide for that learner? And I agree on the issue of 504% for the operations of, I want to request the finance and budget. What is killing counties is recurrent expenditure. I think in future, we should see a way of reducing this 504 million for operations. And I know the Finance and Budget Committee, led by Senator Roba and deputized by Senator Mutinda, can sit and agree on how they want to proceed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, this is a very Article 204. We must adhere to it. I want to still appeal that this money of marginalization should and must be released. And I hope when the CS, I've had the mover, who is the Vice Chairperson of Finance and Budget, saying that CS Mbadi is appearing before them. Please let him tell us what this 46.5 billion is. So, Speaker, we need to fix roads. Over the weekend, Mr. Speaker, as I accompanied the President, as you are aware, in Kaptagat 9th edition, and I want to thank and congratulate PS Dr. Chris Kipto, who is the patron of Kaptagat conservation efforts, for the good work he's doing in that region, and as the PS of National Treasury. I accompanied His Excellency the President, Dr. William Ruto, for conservation efforts. So, Speaker, and I'm happy you did move a bill concerning environment. I wish to have seen you there, because you are one of the champions of the issue of conservation and climate action. And I used the road that is between Simatwa all the way to Naiberi, Mr. Speaker. That road is barely 3 years, Mr. Speaker. But the road is in pathetic condition. It was but tarmac. When you pass through, Mr. Speaker, Wanifa, as you go to Naiberi, as you approach the one from Nyaru all the way to Eldoret. So I used the Simatwa, the Wanifa, all the way to Kipkabos, to Ainapko. The road is in pathetic shape, Mr. Speaker. Yet that road has been used only for 3 years. The contractor of that road should be called to order, should be blacklisted. Yes, I'm aware it was in the previous government. It was done in the previous government. In fact, the CS of roads then, the heads who stood for that road, the supervisor, the contractor, must be called, Mr. Speaker. We have roads that were done in 1960s, but we are still there in good shape. That road between Simatwa High School, all the way to the other part of KU, and this other way all the way to Ainapko, Mr. Speaker, which has been used for 3 years, we must be told who is the contractor. That contractor must be blacklisted. The retention money that is in the account must be brought back. Because if we are using taxpayers' money, Mr. Speaker, to only fix a road then use for 3 years, then potholes are all over. That road was done in a substandard manner. And I want to request the Committee of Roads and Transport to go back and investigate not only that road of Naiberi, Kipkabos, but also the one, and this other part of KU, all the way to this part of KU, Mr. Speaker, Tingwa. From Tingwa all the way to Ainapko. It is not only that, Mr. Speaker. Even my road, the one I talked about today, Chepterit Moi University, it's barely 3 years. But the gentlemen, I'm not an engineer, they are repairing it using maram and tarmac. So I'm wondering, why would you put maram and tarmac? I'm not an engineer, but that is the substandard work. We want, when we fix a road, we fix a road to the tarmac. That road should have even a lifespan of 50 years before even we see a pothole. So the people of Elgeyo Marakwet and Uasin who use that road, I think they are really suffering because, but I'm happy His Excellency the President took a note of that road and directed that something be done. And this was the road that was done in the previous regime, Mr. Speaker. So, Speaker, the reason I'm speaking on behalf of on such is because all of us are leaders without boundaries across the nation. Mr. Speaker, with those very many remarks, so that I can allow my sister and other colleagues to reply, and also other colleagues to contribute, allow me to graciously, with a lot of humility, to second this bill. Let this money go to the village. Let's fix our roads, our schools, our hospitals, and the governors or people who will be in charge. They should know this money is taxpayers' money. 1 shilling lost in any taxpayers' money is for too much, because Kenyans pay through the pain for this tax, Mr. Speaker. Are you aware there are two things sure in life, death and taxes? With those many remarks, I beg to second.